Coming early and your girl is the latest, and she's saying that she's down, but the crib always vacant, and you do $1's work, but it's pennies that you making, and you trying to be the greatest. You gotta get creative when you from the side of town where the kids hardly make it, and you try to ease your mind, but the pigs always hating, and your freedom's on the line, and it's years that you facing, and you trying to be the greatest.
All right, what's up? This is What's the Remedy? It's your boy Dr. J.
Day one.
Ashley Ray.
What's going on, y'all?
I'm just here.
I know. You look like you had a rough day. Had a long day at work, everybody?
Yeah, everybody's working.
Thing called work
Yeah.
really sucks.
Yes. That's why we all going back to Wakanda.
I was going to say,
What?
You just live off the land.
I wish I knew how to just live off the land, for real.
I'm be part of the border people. Just live on the border.
Yeah.
Can't come inside the city.
I'm Jabari tribe.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
The gorilla people that weren't
Live in
really a part
mountains.
of everything else.
Oh, the Qs.
Yeah, pretty much.
They ain't no damn cute.
Pretty much. Everybody like damn
The
thing.
Qs. They was barking.
It was like I seen somebody say they were
like,
like, you see how the Qs beat up the Sigmas?
Yeah.
They help the Delta side.
Now,
oh, okay, yeah.
it's really
That's
upsetting me and my homegirl because, like, they weren't making dog noises. It was gorilla noises.
Really like, yeah.
And I was like, man,
dog noises.
they were making gorilla noises, man.
Sound like dogs. They ain't fine though. I ain't going
Everybody
in
kept saying that.
Yeah, he's like
He fine.
he stole the show. Man, if you don't stop. No, what dudes do? Now he's all right. You know what I'm saying?
he look like he get home.
Hey, he was holding his own. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
He probably get some hoes.
Hey, he be pulling.
Yeah,
I know he pulling.
I know he get some hoes though.
Yeah, I know he be pulling.
Yeah,
Everybody got some hoes now.
yeah.
They on Black Panther movie. Everybody get out, dude.
Oh yeah, no, they all good now.
Yeah.
they all good for life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that was his like first movie.
yeah,
Which one?
The dude you talking about?
the
Really?
big dude.
That's
Yeah,
his first movie?
Yeah, like
His
I think
first big movie,
I think he's done like TV shows with him, but this is his first movie.
hmm He graduated from what's he from? Yale, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got
Oh,
got
cool.
like 2 acting degrees from Yale.
Yeah.
How old is he?
31.
He's legal.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
all.
he
That's
playing
kind of old for you, though, ain't it? 31.
31? What you trying to say?
You like them young boys?
Nah, this year I'm going for, I'm going to stick with my 30s.
Oh, yeah,
Get you was it
My
because
head
he's
hurt.
from I think Trinidad and Tobago, something like that.
yeah, that's
I'm
what his
sticking
people
my
from.
30s this year.
Okay, that's good.
That's good. Move on up, shit.
Moving on.
But shit, I was gonna get into like the weekend, but that pretty much was my weekend.
That was the weekend. pretty much.
Yeah, everybody was pretty much into the
Everybody
Black
was at
Panther.
Wakanda for vacation on the weekend.
Yeah, cause that's
I guess so.
Some people went to the living room
yeah,
to Wakanda, but
fire sticking it.
yeah, fire stick.
Anyway,
But yeah, so no, but like the weekend, like okay, I went to go see it on Friday night. Yeah, I went Friday night
did
cause
you wear your dashiki?
my gal had bought us matching shirts. We had the what did she say?
Well, popular
Black by popular
I'm
demand.
working on my words because I almost said so.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I can't cuss y'all. Y'all know I like to express myself.
Yeah, but yeah, it was Black by popular demand. We had matching
Aw,
T-shirts.
That's cute.
It was nice, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, whatever. But yeah, so no, it was cool. And so like I mean I like my shirt shit. I wear it again. But the movie itself was like it was lit. Like everywhere I went, it was packed. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
Like we didn't even go to like what 10:30 Friday night. I think there was another showing at like 11 something, and people were still coming in for
because
that.
they still be showing late. I
Yeah.
seen Batman at midnight before.
Shit, I went to the 10:30 show and then leave till
I
1
watched-
something. So
I watched Spider-Man this weekend. Okay. It was on HBO.
I don't like the face he
It
gave.
was
Like
on-
really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He looked at me like, you traitor. Look, it was on HBO on
Yeah.
demand.
Oh, okay.
And I
Well,
was
that's
folding,
Spider-Man
and I
Homecoming.
was folding clothes.
that's what's
you know?
up, then. I can deal with that.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Anyway, we're gonna talk
So
about
how'd y'all like Black Panther though?
How did you like it?
it. It was cool.
Ash, how'd you like Black Panther?
It was good.
Yeah. Nice quality film, huh?
From what I can see.
Oh no.
Hey, man, I ain't telling y'all nothing.
No,
I
it
should
was-
shut up.
It was a really good movie. It was like The Lion King, but it was a really good movie.
Yeah.
It's
like the Lion King.
What did you wear at Black Panther, my young brother?
I wore a nice sweater with some slacks, some hush puppies,
They should never let
some
you.
nice penny
They
loafers.
should never let you in. Never.
Well, let me in because they knew I could pay. How about that?
He looked like a nice, wholesome white man.
Yes, it was like let him in front of the line.
He the one that's gonna let everybody in Wakanda. You.
Oh, no, keep everybody out of Wakanda. What you talking about?
Yeah, but overall, I think it was cool. It was a good, even
What was
besides the
your
fact
favorite
that it was
part?
just black as hell, it was a good overall movie. I can't say my favorite part per se, but I can say that there were a lot of like, I like the little quotes and stuff that they threw in there, like little subtle hints at, real black culture stuff, like calling white people colonizers. And, like the stuff, even like from the early scenes where it's talking about the lady with the coffee, you know what I'm saying? She died, like the coffee is what got her or whatever.
What you doing?
Oh, damn.
No, it was okay. There was a part in the movie. It was like it said at the beginning when Michael B. Jordan and he's at an art gallery. And
Okay,
yeah.
okay, y'all gotta feel. Okay,
Yeah.
I watched the part.
Yeah,
okay.
the art gallery. But he told her like, you got everybody here, you on me. You know what I'm saying? Follow me around. You got everybody watch me, whatever, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And you checking for everything about me, but you're not checking what's going on, what's put into your coffee.
Yeah. Oh, and just so everybody knows, it's going to be some spoilers in this. So
Yeah, you should have watched it by now.
Yeah, it's
your
it's
fault.
Wednesday.
You know
Y'all
what I'm
should
saying?
have
I watched
damn
it
watched the movie
last
already.
night.
Stop being too black and get off your behind and go watch the movie.
Right. Y'all missed
I
the
said
opening
it.
weekend and shit.
Cause I got something else to say for all these.
What's
I'm
up?
gonna say it like I want to say
What's up?
it.
You just
For all
called the movie a Lion King.
Because it kind of was. Had the Mufasa
No, it
moments and
wasn't.
everything.
It did not have the
Yes.
Mufasa moments.
Yes,
in
when
that.
he went to the celestial plane to see his daddy and
talk to his
stuff.
daddy and stuff.
I like that part. I was
But,
like, oh, that's nice.
no, but my point is this: for all you woke niggas out here, you woke MFers and stuff like that, I don't give a shit what y'all feel about this movie, what you say, because at the end of the day, I like the movie for what it did for kids.
Yeah.
Like
That's
for
true.
how it does the symbolism of showing like strong women, showing that you can be something more than a rapper, or what it can be, to show that like his sister was very smart in
Yeah.
science and stuff like
Yeah.
that. To help somebody be like, hey, I could do something like
Yeah,
that
because
too.
if this would have came out before,
She-
I could have been a scientist
But I'm saying-
instead of what I'm doing now.
She made. I liked it. Well, I ain't even going there with you, but I liked it because that portrayal makes science and stuff look cool.
It did.
Yeah.
I liked her. She
And
was
it-
real cool.
And like overall, just for like, and it sounds kind of woke, but at the same time, it's true. Like it just was really good for black people and like, black kids to see outside of just the Marvel aspect and the superhero aspect. Like it made people interested in Africa again. You know what I'm saying? And knowing your roots, because there was like a big influx of African culture like around the 70s when Roots came out. And everybody was like, oh, we need to know more about Africa because, we came over on slave ships, because of Roots or whatever. And then there was another big push in like the early 90s, when everybody used to wear the Malcolm X shirts and everybody used to wear kente cloth all the time and stuff like that. I mean, we were young, but I remember having like kente cloth outfits, like a whole short set.
Oh,
you know
your
what I'm saying?
mama was really woke.
Yeah, like I had a short set with the
I had
kente
a
cloth
hat.
on.
I had a hat.
And my mama had and I had like a vest that I had to wear to church one time for like we had like a church service
Black
with African
history.
clothing. Yeah, Black history and stuff.
Yeah.
But like for a long time,
No.
people were kind of off the whole Africa thing. And now it's like people are back interested in the roots and that kind of stuff. So that's
Are
kind
we
of cool.
interested in the roots, really?
I think some people are.
I think some people are, and that's why I'm saying like for all these woke people, whatever. I don't really care what they feel about the movie because they be like, I want to go. We going back to Wakanda more. We going southwest of Wakanda. All this other bullshit.
Yeah.
That just sounds cool, but of like for the kids to actually see they can do different things. Whatever. I like the movie for that symbolism of it.
Yeah. And I think
The women were excellent.
yeah, the women were good in it. And the only problem I had was this. And so like there was like an argument that came up amongst like African people who were like upset that all of a sudden everybody is so like pro Africa because of the movie. Whereas like most of the time, I mean, Africans and black people, they kind of at odds. Not like we just completely against each other, but it's been said, and I won't say that it's true, but sometimes some people think that African people kind of look down on black people. Like we not the same people. Like it's Africans as immigrants, and then there's black people. And now all of a sudden, all the black people are like, yeah, we African too. You know what I'm saying? Because this movie came out, and so
They don't
everybody,
consider themselves black, though.
that's what I say. How do you feel about them?
They won.
I feel about the African,
Like the African and black feud. How do you feel about that whole African?
I understand
black
where they're
feud?
coming from.
I
and
have
you
an
know what?
African friend.
How does it feel? How do they feel?
I don't know. I was joking.
Oh no, I mean, but I know some African people, and like I have family that's African. You know,
You have
like,
African family?
well, my cousin on my mama's side, like they mama is my mama cousin, but they daddy is Nigerian. Like so, they
Okay.
Nigerian. But like, what?
I'm just trying to think.
What do you have
Yeah,
any African people?
I knew. I used to work with some, not anymore.
I would say I know a
But
lot
they
of
were
African
cool.
people,
I
but
mean,
I'm
I ain't never had a problem with nobody.
no, I mean it's not an issue, but it's sometimes it comes up to a point to where they're like, when there's a conversation about it, it's like there's black people and then there's African immigrants, because African immigrants or immigrants from not even just African immigrants, black immigrants from other places. I mean, a lot of times, and I'm not saying it's not true, but sometimes they feel like they have a different work ethic
I do
than
think
black people.
They do. You
And
got to
they
think they do.
Yeah,
They think, because like I say, their impression of us that we're very wasteful.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we're lazy.
We're
They have the same impression that most white people have.
right. That's what
Right.
I'm saying. They treat us kind of like white people do.
Yeah.
And so, like, now that this
understand
movie,
why though. I understand.
that's what I'm saying.
They
you
work
can-
hard to come over
They
here.
did. That's and like any other
We
immigrant.
just take, you know,
Because they come over here with a goal.
right.
and we just here.
Yeah, because we
We
here.
was already here. So.
And that's why I say I feel like I said I don't like all the woke stuff sometimes, whatever. But I feel bad for black people because I think a lot of black folk are just lost. Where it's like, oh, we want to grab on to Africa, or whatever. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? We all from Africa, which is a blanket statement because there were black people everywhere
everywhere.
on all continents. So just to say like we all from Africa is a false statement.
And the funny thing is,
We're all from Africa. Everybody.
well,
Everybody.
original,
Yeah,
Everybody.
The original
You from
man.
Africa day one. Just get it to you.
the Asiatic black man.
South.
You talking about South Africa.
No, but okay. So the big thing is, okay. So we getting back to the movie kind of plays into that beef too, because his whole thing, like, if you want to talk about Killmonger's argument is there's black people everywhere.
Killmonger is the
Michael B. Jordan.
Okay, that's. I used to like him. I don't like him like that no more.
But his argument was kind of valid. That's why some people are like, oh, they team Killmonger or whatever. Because his argument was, dog, I've lived with black people my whole life. I haven't been over here in Wakanda and Africa with y'all. And like,
They
y'all are over
struggling.
here
Living well.
and not
Right.
worried about all the black people struggling. And he even said in there, they getting killed by cops. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these
Yeah.
black people are struggling and y'all over here living good.
But I can't lie, I was for everything he said.
I mean,
Like,
everything up to a point.
up to a point I was.
Yeah.
But I knew he was going, well, dang, we telling the movie. So.
That's a
It's, yeah, we
Yeah,
already
we just
said
seen
it was
by
a
now.
spoiler. Yeah.
But-
If y'all ain't seen it by now, it's
Because
fine.
by the time this come out, it'd be a week. Yeah, this movie been out already. So.
Yeah, because they've been having screenings of
He
this
just
movie
ain't
for over 2
do it
weeks.
right, though. He was trying to control too much for me.
That's why I said up to a point I was with him. I was with him when he was talking about, you know, Wakanda should be helping all the rest of the black people in
Yeah.
the world. But until he started saying, okay, we need to give guns to all the black people that we have.
Well,
And-
because at the end of the day, he wanted to become everything that he hated.
right. He wanted to be a colonizer.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
he wanted to colonize everywhere else. He's like, we could be taking over the world. We should be running everybody. And so that was his whole thing. If he'd have just gone with the fact that, hey, we need to help black people everywhere, kind of like Nakia was.
Mm-hmm.
Nakia was big on helping black people. At the beginning of the movie,
The Peter
she,
Nwanga.
yeah.
Okay, I know I had to think
Okay.
about it.
At the beginning of the movie, she was like freeing the Nigerian girl. Like she was
Yeah.
not freeing the, like, cause you know, that was the whole controversy about the Nigerian girls and stuff being
Yeah,
kidnapped,
slave trade and
slave trade or whatever. And so at the beginning of the movie, that's what she was doing, was working on freeing all these girls. And so like she had the same idea kind of as Killmonger is, hey, we got all this technology and shit. We should be helping all the rest of the black people. So
I,
I
see what you're
mean,
saying.
and so I say, like, I was on his side too up until he tried to take over the world. Other than that, he was good.
Yeah.
I hated to be on his side because he was definitely a villain. He was a good villain though.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. Do you think he was like the regular villain we always see?
No.
Like how Spider-Man had that Octagon, Dr. Ock or whatever?
Nah, it's nah, because I actually listened to something today was talking about that. They was like how it was a good play on a new style villain because he actually had a cause. He wasn't like, I'm just trying to burn up the world because
Yeah.
I'm mad and blah blah blah
Yeah.
and get money. It was because all the injustice that he went through in his life, whatever. It's like, hey,
But didn't everybody go through some type of injustice a little bit?
but this is like on some,
That's why they became a
but
villain.
because it was on some personal shit. This like, and this was
It
some
was
personal shit too.
personal too. His
But
daddy
this,
died.
but this is on some cultural shit as well.
Yeah. But I mean, and so like, okay, because one of the other
This
things
shit
that
is
came
bigger
up,
than Nino Brown.
yeah, this shit bigger than Nino Brown. But
That's a great movie. Oh.
but like they kind of compared him to Heath Ledger's Joker. I can't say that he on Heath Ledger's level at Joker, only because, but like you said, it's two different types of villains though. Because Joker was, I want chaos and I'm going to cause chaos. Killmonger had more of a, you know what I'm saying, I have a goal in mind. Like this is what I need to work towards. I'm gonna work my way up to it.
He worked his way up to it.
Yeah, he worked his whole life to get to that point.
So was that when he said every marking on his body is somebody he killed?
He killed.
Yeah, because he was a black ops.
Yeah, he worked. He was in the. Yeah, he's a military,
okay.
American military.
Wow.
So yeah, he was a.
Well, I can't like you say about the Heath Ledger Joker or whatever. It's kind of like the same thing. Because even though he was about chaos, whatever, he in his story, or whatever, as the movie went on, he was like he's creating chaos to prove a point, to prove that everybody's dirty. Even the person that you call your white knight, whatever, has to get their hands dirty eventually. Nobody's clean.
Right.
Makes sense.
So I mean, I don't know. Like I said, he was a good villain, and it was a good movie overall. If you haven't seen it, I don't know why you haven't, but you should.
It was good storytelling.
Yeah,
like I said,
I would say, and
quote,
that's
I'm so tired of him. Everybody using that quote.
yeah, and
because
they played it out.
They wouldn't have jumped off the damn boat.
That's what I'm saying. All of y'all stayed on the boat with me, so let's just keep it.
Like I mean,
let's keep
I just
it funky, and y'all enjoy.
people just kind of played the quote out to me. Like it was a good quote. Like it was
out.
good. Like when I heard it,
But
I was like, that's what's up.
I
But
didn't
then
like
like
the end. I did not want him to die.
If you watch if people like quotes like that, you gotta watch American Gods
yeah,
on Stars, whatever.
I heard about that show.
Yeah.
I never watched it.
But they had it's American Gods. So it's basically American Gods is basically the whole premise of the show is kind of weird, whatever, because basically it's a battle of the old gods versus the new gods. Like the new gods are social media
Okay.
and stuff like and things of that nature and technology.
Yeah.
The old gods are like say the god of war and stuff like that. I forgot whose character, Orlando Jones.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because this is you can look it up like a Nazi, whatever. He was like on a boat, like with the slaves coming over, and like the slaves was like praying to him because he's like something in African kind of culture, whatever. So he came on a boat, you know what I'm saying? He had like a suit on. He was talking to him, and at the end of it, one of the African dudes was like, because he told me, he said, y'all need to go ahead and just burn this bitch down, burn the boat down. And he was like, well, we're going to burn the boat. We can't swim. And he basically said something to that quote. He was like, you already did. You don't even know it.
Yeah.
He was like,
Oh, wow.
10 years from now, he said, you're going to be on America. 10 years from that, your kids are going to be working in fields. 10 years from, let's say 100 years later after that, they're going to be working for another white man, whatever. He said the only benefit that you get from that is that these same white people that you're working in these fields for are going to get cancer for some of the stuff that you fielding for them. Through cigarettes, or through the tobacco.
The tobacco from the cigarettes and all that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like a whole long speech, whatever. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
It's
so
deep.
That's on American Gods?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I have to check that show out. I've heard of it.
Stars?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I've heard of it. I just ain't never seen it. But since we kind of talking about Black Panther and shit, well, this whole time, one of the big themes for the movie was like the strength of the women. Like his whole army was women. What do they call it?
Dora Milaje.
Dora Milaje. They were all women.
Yeah, no.
Hey, we watched the movie.
Yeah. Marvel fan. So, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
That
so
was-
the Dora Milaje were like the whole fighting force. Plus he had Nakia,
bald-headed
who was the
lady.
girl that he was
Yeah.
in love with. Yeah, the bald headed lady. But
His
then like
ex-gal. That was his ex-gal in the beginning. She was my ex-girlfriend.
oh, that was she not bald headed though. She was
No, she
that
ain't
was
bald-headed.
that was Lupita Nyong'o. Yeah, but yeah, she was a spy. She was
okay.
a spy, and she just went around doing like missions and stuff. But the whole key to this thing was like it was all about strong women.
Yeah.
And so like one of the things was the fighting force was the Dora Milaje, the Nakia was a spy. His sister created all the technology that they were using.
Black girls rock.
and then his mama was Angela Bassett, and she was.
I was like,
She ain't need to do
Angela.
that. She was Angela
Yeah,
Bassett.
she was just Angela
That's all I
Bassett,
needed.
which is strong enough in
That's
itself.
why I was like, Angela in it? I did not know. I was so
Angela
happy.
Bassett just got to walk on the screen and
Yeah.
like strength.
Strength,
That's
yeah.
strength right there.
That's all she had to do.
Angela Bassett walk on the screen, you're like, you know what? It's a good movie, man.
Yeah.
She ain't say 2 words.
No, she didn't say too much.
But nah, so like the whole thing was this whole thing about women being strong. But the other part of that is they made the men seem like real.
Like weak, like how y'all really are.
Nah, that's you stretching, you pushing it. But like, yeah, they made them seem a little fragile, like a little like they had
Y'all
to be
ain't
cared
fragile.
for.
Oh, now y'all see.
I just feel like it was taken to an extreme.
Man, y'all so fragile, insecure little boys out here.
You really think men are that fragile?
Yeah, for sure.
Why?
Y'all are.
But I mean, like, okay, now this is my thing. Okay, so I read an article, since we were talking about it anyway. I read an article about men and women because I was like, you know, it even made the women seem a little bit smarter on there.
What you say? What
But okay, what I read was women aren't technically smarter than men, not IQ wise. We're on the same, like pretty much the same. Like IQ wise, men and women are equals. But where women edge men out is the EQ. Your EQ is your emotional intelligence. So women's emotional intelligence is
You
a little bit better than men's.
You sure?
We gonna get into that.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it. So here's the thing. Now tell me what you think. Why do you think women are more emotionally intelligent than men?
I wouldn't think we were.
Why
think
not?
We're kind of a little unstable. But I'm just, for me, I'd be like, I feel like men handle emotions different. Like y'all more
I agree.
stable with it. Sometimes y'all don't show emotions. It depends.
We know how to turn them on and turn them
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
I might be thinking about this thing for the rest of the day and lose my mind.
Right. And so that's kind of what the article was saying, was that like, okay, so since we talking about emotions, there's different levels of emotional IQ, like emotional EQ, whatever. I don't know how to say
I say
it.
most men.
Emotional quotient. That's what it
Because
is.
there's some men that won't let stuff go.
Right. Okay. But this is the thing. So men are stronger than women. Well, men and women are the same as far as emotional, like self-awareness. We are all aware of our emotions. Men, women, we can both tell when we're sad. We know when we're happy. We know when we're mad. Everybody knows their own emotions. Now, where men are a little bit better than women is that men can manage their emotions better.
Man, okay, I can agree with
All
you.
right. So like women, y'all gonna let y'all's emotions go.
Yeah, you gonna see it on my face.
Right.
I'm working on it though.
Yeah. So women are always going to be the type to let their emotions out a little bit. Men are going to be able to manage them because we kind of been taught that way. Like from the jump. Like we've always been taught, you know, you don't cry. You know what I'm saying?
I've been taught like a man then.
You've been taught not to cry?
Yeah.
Well, that's not good, but because I don't think it's good that men are taught not to cry, personally. Like, I think that's like
Nobody
a
wanna see
real
you cry.
disservice to little boys.
Nobody wanna see that.
So
But
you
see, that's the whole point. That's what you just said. Like people like nobody want to see that cry.
yeah. I don't want to see no grown ass man crying.
You wanna see a little boy crying all the I know little boys that cry all
Not
No,
all
you
the
can't- yeah, we
time,
don't want
but-
you crying and whiny and stuff. You got to teach somebody to be tough, but when something hurt, you can't tell.
I
Like
can't I am not
if it's certain situations, you gotta tell them it's okay to cry.
yeah, certain situations.
Like
Certain situations.
you're not
don't
gonna
be
be
manipulative.
like you're not gonna
with
be at a
stuff.
funeral and tell them don't cry, boy.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm not
I mean, but-
saying, but certain
I mean, but there's
situations,
some
some men will take it to the point where you be like, why are you serious crying over like you seen something in my phone crying?
Okay,
Oh,
now
you do too
that's.
much.
I mean,
See what
okay.
I'm saying?
Let me see this. Let me ask you this. Let's say something like, okay, because we're talking about little boys, because this is conditioning that happens from when you little.
Yeah.
If something hurts a little girl's feelings and she cries about it, what happens? Like most little girls, not you. Like other little
Oh,
girls.
she trying to say I was raised wrong? Mom, they talking about
Say, get your ass up.
Yeah, not you.
I wasn't taught to be like, oh, it's gonna be okay. It was like, what she say? Don't worry about what
Right.
she say. And I know you better say something back. And it was very hard.
Okay, but
I
like
think-
let's say girls other than you, like a little girl comes into a room and she's crying.
I'm
What
gonna
is the
hold my
reaction of the
knees.
room?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm
Yeah.
thinking about my knees.
And you're gonna say what's wrong. You're gonna try to
like,
figure it
hey,
out, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna like, look, Riley, what she say, what I told you to say when somebody say something. My Amy crazy, she don't play that, so that I regulate
Yeah, but you comfort her, right?
a little bit.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
little
always-
boys, you don't
I
really
comfort them, too.
You might comfort them, but like men ain't really gonna comfort little boys.
Why y'all won't comfort y'all son?
I mean, I would.
Because like you say, it's just like you say, a little boy come in the room, a little girl come in the room. Little girl come in the room, you like, oh, what's wrong?
Because y'all scared
I'm
that
saying-
little boy gonna change to be something y'all don't want him to be. Y'all wouldn't say. I think y'all scared. That's why.
No, I think that's a big issue.
I
We
was
can
gonna
talk
say,
about
yeah,
that.
you
No, I'm
can say
saying
that.
like a lot of men don't want their sons to be homosexual.
Yeah, y'all
Or
think
even
that's a
just
part of-
feminine in
Yeah,
general.
Yeah, y'all
feminine-
don't want them
feminine
to even
mannerisms.
have any type of feelings. So then y'all creating these men.
I think
that's very.
like the best way, like I say, would like say if you like have a son, whatever, he's playing a sport and they lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of kids want to start crying, whatever. I think it's okay to tell your son that, like, you know what I'm saying, that feeling, you know, you crying right now, that feeling, how you feel right now, you don't want to, and ask them, like, you don't want to feel like this no more, right? They're going to tell you, no, I don't want to feel like
cry
this.
after losing?
A lot of people cry after losing. Nigga, grown men cry after losing.
Yes.
You ain't watch like the football games and see people on the sideline after the Super Bowl crying?
I wasn't even allowed to do stuff. Man, it just makes me think like my parents ain't play nothing. Like you couldn't show no tear. Like I probably cried in my room, but crying in front of them, no. They
Right.
couldn't see that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, my thing is, I would tell my
I
son,
feel
you can cry now, because if you don't want that same type of feeling, if you don't want to do this again like that, then you need to do what you need to do to make yourself better.
I don't want no crying kids. I'm sorry.
Man.
I'm
See, but
sorry.
you just heartless to the children.
I'm not hard. You need to face the fact that you ain't gonna win everything.
Yeah,
Not
but
that
it-
you gonna-
okay.
But I don't want to see
It's
no tears.
it's a teaching moment.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, you can take that
Cheer
moment
up.
and be like, okay, you crying right now, like Wash was saying, like, you could tell them, hey, it's okay to feel like that right now, but you need to figure out how
How to
you can
handle it.
how to handle it. But you
Okay.
can't. But the
That-
problem is that we come in with, especially with boys, and be like, hey, what you crying for? Like, stop crying.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first thing that I've always heard.
Yeah.
Like, with my dad used to be like, "Well, what you crying for?" Like, it didn't matter. He didn't even ask what was
And-
wrong.
and- no,
Before he even figured out what was happening with me, I had to stop crying.
No, and that's what I'm saying. That's what
That's how I was raised.
that's what I'm saying. Like a little girl come in the room, you say, "Oh, what's wrong?" A little boy come in the room,
What
what you crying about?
Yeah, what you
It
crying
wasn't
for?
like that. We was all the same, equal in my family.
Well, on the grand scale,
Yeah, the grand scale is not
girls are usually going to get asked what's wrong because you want to figure out what's wrong, especially like because even like let's say girls with daddies, if your daddy see you crying, other girls, not you personally, but like when girls daddy see them crying, most of the time when they real little girls, the daddy gonna be
I don't
like
remember when I
some
was really little. I probably got away
like
with
5 or
it.
6.
Maybe I don't remember them times.
Oh.
I've always been a thug, but
Oh,
maybe I
my
got
fault.
away. You know what I'm
Excuse me.
saying? Streets raised me.
Excuse me.
Where's that Viola Davis gift, whatever? But she just look at
Get
him.
up.
Like somebody said it, talking about like how rappers be like, you know what I'm saying? I had days where I didn't go, I went without eating and blah blah. Talking about they mamas,
Yeah.
get they shit
Streets
really.
raised me.
The
That's-
streets
you know
raised
what I'm saying?
Ashley.
Nah.
But for the ones that wasn't raised in the streets like Ashley, like a lot of times the daddy would be like, "Hey, I need to figure out what's wrong, and I'm gonna fix whatever's wrong with you." Blah blah. They comfort girls that are crying,
So boys,
and a little
we don't.
boy, hell no, nigga, stop crying. Like, what are
So
you?
y'all
crying
gonna
for?
comfort y'all son? I can't see y'all doing this. Be
I
honest.
would.
It's like this.
To an, I mean, you got to make sure. Okay, this is the problem.
Oh, daddy.
Like,
I feel.
No.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say to an extent. Like, I could tell them, you know, it's cool to cry, it's cool to have emotion, but you can't, you have to understand the strength in your emotions.
Y'all,
You know,
you
but-
gonna raise
no.
that little whiny boy that
Nah,
cry after
shit.
everything
Nah,
that's
you know-
gonna
you know-
get beat up.
You know why it's gonna be
Hell no.
different. You know why it's gonna be why we will comfort our sons, whatever.
Wow.
Because our relationships with our fathers, we didn't have that kind of emotional kind of
Right.
relationships.
We gonna try to balance it more because we didn't have that kind of balance.
And I think I'll be more comforting to my daughter. 'cause,
right, because you
Yeah.
said you didn't have it. See, it's
My
us
mama
that don't have
She's
that.
a gangster. She raised a thug. You know.
Yeah.
And I think we can, because like what one side of it should be, like the emotional comfort side, but then you
Yeah.
know how you came up and how it wasn't so
I
comfortable.
think I'll be so.
You can get like in the
overprotective.
middle.
Lord.
You don't think you can play like kind of in the middle and be
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna raise you to know your limit, but you know, you can be emotionally open at the same time.
Yeah, I
Because
would like
I don't want
that too.
I don't want my son to be older and it be awkward between us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's what I'm saying. That's the feeling I had with my dad was that, you know, it was kind of awkward. Like, hey, what's up? What's
Yeah,
up?
it was good.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no
like I say,
discussing
my,
nothing.
Not saying now my dad. I don't even know. Like we hug, hey, handshake, whatever. Because I'm
Yeah.
You
like,
don't give a hug?
Nah.
Did it feel uncomfortable if you hug your father?
yeah,
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So it feels uncomfortable for me too. That's crazy, huh? Like my mom flies out to go see my brother.
mhm.
She gives me a hug, and I be like, "Yeah, I."
Because you're not
like,
you're not
y'all
used to that. You
don't-
never,
No.
yeah, it's like y'all never had that connection.
Crazy.
So it feels forced. It feels like
It does,
Yeah, this-
but it also makes me like really. I start thinking about like I need to do this more. She's getting older, but I'm always messing with her. Like I'll be on my mama, like jumping on her and stuff. Like that.
well, and that's like I say with myself. Like I said, my relationship with my dad, whatever. And I was like, I want to have children and stuff because I want them to have a relationship like that with him.
Mm-hmm.
Because me and him never had that relationship.
That's crazy. Me and my dad, we did like that was
Yeah, and that's how like most like me and my mama like that.
Yeah,
like before I get out the car, got a hug.
yeah, that's how. Like,
But we never said I love you. We got a hug. But I already knew like my. That's another story. I never said that.
Yeah, no, but me and my mama's relationship was real close like that. Me and my mama hug and all that stuff all the time. But then my dad was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, handshake.
Yeah, it was up.
What's up?
Yeah.
Like every once in a while I get how was school? And I be like, shit,
They
I mean,
probably
it's
don't
good.
know what to,
Like,
how
that's
to
what I'm
raise
saying.
That's what I'm
up.
talking about. They raise you a certain way
Yeah.
that it's awkward. Like I said, you don't think nothing wrong. They did everything they could do to help raise you and stuff like that.
And I
But-
do not knock her for that because she did what the best she could do.
Yeah.
but she
Yeah, because they
knew.
don't know no
They don't know
better.
the emotional side of it.
Right.
They don't know how to handle that.
But since we on this subject, and that was kind of the next part of the Black Panther thing that we had was like there was a big daddy issues. Like they kind of brought up a lot of shit about daddy issues in that
I'm
movie
so glad
too.
they had daddies.
I mean, they did. One of them did.
I mean,
Oh,
I
they-
want to have
they
a
got-
daddy.
they got
He
I mean,
died.
he got killed when he was little though,
But
and
he
so
wasn't
he went
that
the rest of
little.
his
He
life.
knew. He knew what's up. He
Yeah.
was about like
I
13.
mean, he was like
something.
11, I think.
Or
But
something like that. He know.
yeah, I mean, yeah, he knew, but at the same time, it was like he had to live with the fact that his daddy was gone. He found his daddy dead or whatever and all that kind of stuff. So like he went his whole life, and you could tell like when the scene where he went back and spoke to his daddy, like in the celestial plane or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like when he went to talk to his daddy, he's like, "You ain't gonna cry for me." He's like, "Niggas die every day, b." You know what I'm saying? It wasn't it wasn't no big deal. Like he had became cold because his daddy was gone.
And his daddy say, "I failed."
Yeah.
When he said that, his daddy said, "I failed you."
Yeah, like because
Yeah.
when you don't, and I'm not gonna say this is like a general thing, just tying back to everybody else and what kind of the message was in there is that like a lot of times when you lose that father aspect and like your father's supposed to be there to kind of teach you a lot about emotions and death and dealing with stuff like that,
But if they don't know, what
they
you
can't
supposed to do?
exactly. And that's the issue that we ran into. Like I understand my father now, you know, now that he's passed or whatever, like close to the end of his life, I kind of learned a lot about the fact that, you know, he may not have known what to do. That's why he always was like, you know what I'm saying?
That's why it's awkward.
Yeah, it's
Because
awkward.
you don't know, like, you know what I'm saying, like how to have that type of relationship. Because you never had that type of relationship.
Yeah, because my dad's dad, like, they had the same type of relationship. Like, him and his dad, like...
So you got to break the cycle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like I could be a lot more comforting to my son
And
if
just
I have a
talk.
son.
Nothing's wrong with
And
talking.
have a
And
conversation.
that's all I used to ask for. It's like, hey, we can't communicate and talk. And
Some people don't like talking, though.
They like talking. Oh, that's never mind.
No, like I say, like you say, and like I say, the older you get, like I say, when you, like I say, for my own situation, whatever, like how you say, parents getting older, it's like that and stuff. So the relationship is always gonna be awkward like that,
Yeah.
but you do more. You know what I'm saying? You do more. You make yourself more available, more visible, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all have conversations and stuff. Cause like my dad tried to have a lot of conversations with me, whatever, and we talk and stuff like that. But it's never gonna be like when people on the phone and hey, what's going on, blah blah blah, this and that. It's never gonna be like that.
Right. And okay, so and kind of tying back into what we were talking about, like as far as emotional intelligence, you may, because you've gone through all your experiences and your parents are like set in their ways,
Yeah.
like a lot of times, one of the things that the article talked about was how the person with the higher emotional intelligence is the person that's going to have a better relational emotional intelligence. Like, so they know how to handle emotions in a relationship. So like the other person may not know what to do. So you got to be the one to be like, okay, I know how you feel. I know how I feel. And I'm going to take a step to bridge this gap because the other person don't know no better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and you bridging that gap may help them to learn something.
It won't.
I mean, and then if it doesn't, then at least you took your step.
Yeah, I took it, but it ain't over. So.
I mean, then if it don't help once you take your step, then it is what it is. You got to keep the energy that makes you most comfortable.
Yup.
So
That's very hard to do.
yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of situations can be awkward. You know, comfortable. Like, all the tough situations can be uncomfortable. And you try to manage it and try to find little reconciliation parts to it and stuff. And sometimes it's just not nothing you can reconcile. Or, no, I won't say reconcile. It's sometimes it's stuff that you can't find a solution to.
right. And this is for any relationship. Especially we talking about like parents, but even like
Even
friendships.
friends, like the more I get like my friends to talk, even my mother is starting to realize how she was raised, how she grew up.
Yeah.
It starts to make more sense why we have the type of relationship we have. Because you did everything for yourself, you controlled everything. You could try to control me. Oh Lord, that's
Yeah.
still
I mean, but
today. Yeah.
Message.
Message.
that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you start to realize like just how your relationships with your friendships, your parents, shoot, your romantic relationships. Whenever you get to like a romantic relationship, it's gonna be the same kind of thing. You got to know who's playing off of who in your as far as your emotions and stuff. And that's why I say like women as a whole are better at it than men are, and that's what gives them the edge as far as intelligence in general. Because like I said, this was a Forbes article, so it kind of applied it to like business settings. And like men and women have the same intelligence, like book smarts. They can have the same book smarts, but where women have the edge is women can read a room because they have more empathy and they're able to understand other people's emotions. Men don't really read other people's emotions like that. Like we are good at handling our own and managing our emotions and, you know, not showing anything, but we can't really
see the shade sometimes. I be trying to show my brother the shade. I be like, look how that girl shade. Like, just check it out.
Yeah, like we don't read other people.
Why?
Well, I can't.
Why?
I usually do because
I
I
do
think I'm pretty good at it. That's
yeah,
you know that's what I do as a
Yeah, I
profession.
observe stuff.
They want
Yeah.
you just nosy and
I ain't nosy.
you nosy.
I observe everything.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Him nosy.
like you know when people doing something, you like do certain conversations and stuff. When somebody's shooting a slug at somebody, you're like, ooh.
Yeah, you can see it. Like
Yeah.
some people can.
Some people can't. I
Oh.
swear, my brother, tunnel vision, don't see it, and he
But-
be thinking like I be tripping. Like, nah, they shooting
Because-
slugs
But,
left
but
and right.
like you say, some people they're just not intuitive enough to like to know what's going on. Some people just don't care.
Yeah,
So like some
I
people
don't
just
think
focus on
with
themselves.
him. I just think he just wants me to think positive about everybody, which I don't
Yeah.
think negative. But I be like, nah, some people ain't for my energy, man. They just no.
Yeah, like some people like you know what
Some
I'm saying.
people are miserable. And they try to bring you down. Like, I'm good.
yeah, and that's the thing, y'all. That's what women are good at reading. Like y'all can usually read people to be like, okay, this is
Like
somebody
some
that ain't
people,
gonna be
I
good.
already know. Like, I'm good. I already
Yeah.
know it's not how women say it's my attitude. I just know what you're about to like. The vibe ain't there. Everybody cannot be friends. Is what you think. No,
But I'm saying like
we can be cordial.
like a conversation me and you had though. Like I told you.
I'm
Sometimes
putting my business out here. What conversation we had?
Oh my god. Conversation we had when I say
What day was
no,
it?
I'm just saying when you know what I'm saying just be quiet and everybody will tell you their business. Everybody you know what I'm saying you'll hear everything in the room.
Yeah,
Because people are drawn to that. Like everybody's talking whatever. You know what I'm saying everybody kinda talking about each other over each everybody has tunnel vision. Everybody's talking about just concentrating on them. But you just be quiet for a second. You'll know everything in the whole room because everybody will want to tell you because they
business.
they
ain't
tell you their
never lied.
business.
So since I stopped cussing, I've been quiet for a couple of days. Or I stopped talking to people and it made them call me more. It's real crazy how you just gotta stop talking to certain people because they make you cuss.
yeah,
So now I'm learning. I learned a lot from you, right? From like my friends. I was like, oh, that's what's up.
yeah. I mean, sometimes you just gotta let people kind of give you themselves by like not talking over them. Like, cause a lot of times we'll start talking and we kind of give people things that they're not really giving us. because we just keep talking and rather than just let them.
But people are drawn to a common energy, like a calmness, energy they feel in the room, whatever. And if you just kind of quiet into yourself, whatever, they feel that calmness about you, whatever. So they want to engage it.
No, they knows it. They just want to.
No, I'm saying they knows it, but it's like it's the engaging part. Like,
Why you so quiet? What you hiding over there?
But then they tell you everything about them. You don't give them nothing, and they tell you everything.
That's right. Even that happens at work too. Like Karen be talking. Lord.
Yeah,
Bless
I
her
mean,
soul.
and like I said, I think that overall, just to kind of round out the whole check yourself segment, like the whole thing is like that your whole emotional intelligence it plays into everything you do at work, everything you do with your relationships, and so like women as a whole are supposed to be better than men at that, and I think that they showed that in Black Panther pretty well, just with, like I said, the mother, the sister, with Nakia, the Dora Milaje, like the women are really strong. Yeah, they were really strong
like
for the men.
Now.
And it was a good sign, like, because, you know, usually they don't put that in a movie where, like, the men seem, like,
they always
kind
make
of
it
weak.
seem like, oh, the women need help. Save the woman. Like,
Yeah, no.
Spider-Man was always saving
Yeah, now we get it. It was
we
always like the damn. It's
y'all.
always the
Black Queen. Saving.
the damsel in distress
West Side.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And like,
Who?
the damsel in
The
distress.
damsel in distress.
Yeah, that ain't me.
Yeah. That's usually what's in the movie, though, and they didn't do that this movie.
Yeah,
That's
like,
right.
it was,
Women always need to be
'Cause
saved.
Black women,
And it was the
We
men need to be
powerful.
saved in this movie.
Yeah.
we save y'all.
All right, well, moving on. We're gonna get to like the line by segment because we're gonna try to round out pretty quick here. So the social media, you know, pop culture said, and there was a lot of stuff that went on in the past week. In fact, as we released the last episode last week, there was actually a school shooting in
Number 18, Parkland, Florida.
Parkland, Florida.
It's 18 of this year.
18 this year.
This year.
School
That's
shooting.
real.
It
That was
was-
real what they said.
Okay,
It's 18 school
Well,
shootings.
the school shooting thing is like this. Okay, so there's 18. I think there was 6 actual shootings, like mass shootings, but there's been like 18 incidents with a gun.
Anytime a gun was discharged at
in
a school,
Yeah.
it's called
It's the
school
eighth.
shooting. This is the 18th time.
Yeah, it's been 18 times that a
reading
gun's
about
gone off in
another
school.
one, and I was like, I didn't even hear about this.
Nah, it was a lot of. There's been a lot of like shootings where like nothing really happened, but then there were 6 where there were actual like kids getting shot. But there's been 18 school shootings.
Tell us
And
about
so
this one.
this one was a kid. He was a little ROTC kid. They had expelled him for something he had done, and he came back like a couple days later.
So
and
he did go to that school.
He went to that school.
Yeah, he got expelled.
He got expelled from that
okay.
school.
Yeah, he's autistic too.
Yeah,
I don't-
he was in
okay.
ROTC. He was autistic. He was white, but he was adopted by some Cuban
Cuban Hispanic,
parents. Yeah, like his adopted parents were Cuban, and so that's why everybody was like, "Oh, he white." But then like all these white people were like, "Oh, his last name was Cruz," but he was adopted by some Cubans, but he was actually white, and he was part of a white nationalist group, which is like, you know, white supremacists or whatever.
So
And
he
had
really
been-
was a part of that group.
Yeah, he was training with that. Like the leader came out and said that he had been training with them, and so when he got, you know, he took it and he bought his AR-15 legally last year because he's 19 now, so
Yeah,
he was like 18.
He bought his
When he turned 18, he bought an AR-15, and so then he went to the school and just started shooting people. He killed 17.
Yeah, 17.
Yeah, he killed
He
17
wounded
people.
a lot of people.
Yeah, he wounded a lot, but he killed 17.
I read one boy, he was like 15 years old, just stood in the like doorway trying to get people in, got shot up.
Yeah, and most of the kids were like 15 because I think he went to like the freshman hallway or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
That's
They
how he
said
was
he
killing all the
pulled
freshmen.
the alarm.
Yeah, the
like,
fire alarm.
He put the fire alarm because he pulled a fire alarm. He knew what hallway everybody that come out their class.
So
at the
what was
time
his
and
reason
stuff.
for doing that?
I don't think nobody knows.
He
yet.
don't have a reason.
He hasn't really given a motive.
I know there's one kid they interviewed, whatever. He said he actually ran into him, like before, like he started shooting, whatever. Like he ran into the hallway, whatever, and he was in the stairwell, like reloading, whatever. And the dude told him, he's like, "Yeah, you better get up out of here." And then
Oh my god.
the boy ran and told one of the coaches, whatever, that what was going on. And that was one of the coaches that died.
The one that went to go protect the kids. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah, he took a
sad.
lot of bullets for some kids. One of the coaches there, they've been having a lot of, yeah. But yeah, no, and it's just crazy to me. Like, I just wanted to touch on it just real briefly because it's just crazy how much these shootings just keep happening and nobody really feels like it's any need to change anything about gun laws. The craziest thing I saw was when they said to give teachers guns. And
I
like
thought they were gonna say that too.
they actually
Alabama-
passed, Alabama
Alabama.
passed something that said that they were going to give teachers, they were going to allow,
They just
if you,
really want guns everywhere now.
they do. They want, but the thing is, okay, so they said that they were going to allow teachers, if they had a concealed gun license, then they could carry on the campus. So you had to have a license and you had to have a registered
I
gun.
don't trust no teacher
That's-
carrying no gun.
I've been in education for 10 years.
They gonna shoot
I
a
would
kid.
never allow them teachers to put guns on that campus.
Well, because think about it like this, you like a teacher get into a student,
Yeah.
a teacher might fire on a kid, or a teacher and the kid get into it, and the kid grabs
Grab
the
the
teacher,
gun.
grabs the gun, and shoots the teacher.
Like,
It's like, why would you?
Emotions be high in that class. Let me tell you, being in a classroom for 10 years, emotions be high in them classrooms. You don't need no pistols on nobody. Like, I mean, I understand that they think
but I
that.
heard that the boy said he was going to shoot. Like he wrote it on Facebook, or was that?
Oh
not
no,
right?
the FBI knew.
Yeah, FBI.
They had
So
told
why didn't
the
they
FBI.
not stop him?
Well, this is the thing too. I looked at this the other night. The FBI fucked up.
They did.
Best way to say
Yeah,
it.
they messed
No, they
up.
fucked up. Because the sheriff department has been called on that boy like over 30 times.
Yeah,
30.
Yeah, 30 times, and he's been committed before too.
yeah, he's
And stuff like
emotional,
last year, whatever,
psychological
he was
problem.
like in a mental home, whatever the case may be, and they reported to FBI like a tip, whatever, about him, and the FBI didn't follow up with their Miami branch, whatever, to do check on him, whatever. So they fucked up in protocol right there. But the thing is, like some people on the Republican side are trying to use that. Like the FBI messed up. The FBI could have stopped this shooting, whatever. They couldn't have. They could have checked on it, and if they would have checked and something happened right then and there, they could have stopped it, whatever. But they legally couldn't do anything. They could make an inquiry and like check up on him,
Yeah,
but they couldn't arrest him
But he.
even with the tip.
My thing is, they can take away his guns,
no, they can't.
No, because he hadn't done anything.
He has a legal right to hold
so
that
it's
gun.
okay that he's basically
He's mentally unstable, whatever,
yeah,
but they can't hold
mental
him.
health
Because
issues. It's okay.
Until he commits some kind of act, whatever, they couldn't hold him.
Yeah, they can't. You can't. Okay, because I work with psychology people too. But like, so in mental health facilities, they can't hold you unless you've actually acted either to harm somebody else or yourself. So like, you can go into they can check you in or whatever, but they
You
can't
check
hold you
yourself
there.
out?
Yeah, you check yourself out, especially because he's an adult. So he check in, check out. Boom, he's back out on the
Who
street.
put him in there? You don't know.
I don't remember. I didn't read that part. I know that he had been committed before, but I don't remember why. But and the thing is, okay.
But now
so,
you're gonna try to use that. I got mental health issues.
Of course.
and-
Of course. But the thing is, okay, so where the issue comes up for me is that the gun control issue, okay? Because I'm not a person that says that you need to take guns away from everybody. But
Everybody
if
shouldn't be
this
able
is,
to-
yeah, everybody should not be able to just walk into a store and grab one. Like this nigga was committed and had expressed emotional problems. Like everything had, all the bad shit had lined up for him, and he was still able to walk into a store and buy an AR-15. Like at some point, you got to be like, okay, maybe that person shouldn't get a gun, but that comes from gun control laws that people don't want to
How much do
pass.
those guns cost?
You can get one for about $500-$600.
Okay, where did he get money like that from?
That's another thing too. 'Cause
Like,
that
is he
AR is
working?
That AR is probably like over close to 1,000.
G?
at least.
Okay.
That one was $1,000.
So my
had to
thing
be.
is, so who helped you get this gun?
I was gonna say, well, I mean, it's not. I mean, he's 18, 19 years old.
I
He could
don't
have
care.
had a
I
job.
didn't have no. He saved up for that. What kind of
If
job do
ain't-
you have?
If you ain't got nothing
If
to
you ain't
pay
got no
for it,
bills,
if you ain't
I
got
could
no
have saved
bills,
up for something like that.
Yeah,
I don't
and,
know.
and that's what you want.
I didn't never want no.
People sign for a car.
Okay,
I know.
car. I probably,
Yeah,
yeah, you
yeah.
right. Okay.
I say you spend
I
a
mean,
couple
I want a
thousand on the car, you
car.
can get $1,000 for an AR anytime.
So you just saved up to get it. You really want a gun,
Yeah.
so you could just shoot up
Nigga,
somebody.
he's crazy. He's crazy
I
as
just
hell.
cannot get that through my head. Like it's people out here like that. Like,
But
for
the
real.
problem is that there's people out here like that, but that nobody wants to put any laws in place to stop them from getting a gun.
No,
Well,
y'all.
we already took the laws away because
Yeah.
what Donald Trump rolled back on the Obama law that said like if you was mentally ill, like you couldn't pay your bill or you couldn't take care of yourself, you have mental issues, whatever, you can buy a gun. They repealed that law.
because
Yeah.
because
I heard
the gun people believe that everybody should have a right to have a gun.
'Cause it's
And
more money for them.
yeah, exactly. So
And with that being said, that's a false ass statement because at the end of the day, let you go to a NRA meeting or a meeting with a lot of, like I said, say a lot of white people talking about gun talk and stuff like that, and you as a minority or black person say, yeah, I feel you. We all should have guns.
They
We
gonna
all should
be
like, you know what?
Yeah,
not you.
they're like, not you.
Not
No,
you.
I'm
We're gonna make it
you.
harder for you.
Not you, gangster.
Yeah, not you. You know what I'm saying? We have to watch you
Yeah.
and stuff. It's because at the end of the day, like, you know, so we've had discussions about this before. It's because they look at gun laws as an equalizer to minorities. That they feel like, because when they look at black men, you know what I'm saying, they first say, oh, he was a big black guy and this and that, whatever. They feel inferior to usually a black man's size and stuff like that. So, yeah, if it gets to a fist fight, they already feel a disadvantage.
Right.
So what's to give them back that advantage? Having a gun.
Having a gun. In fact, I remember we went to, I forgot who I was with. I might have been with AK. Funny, it was AK.
Yeah.
But it was a long time ago when I was in school and we were going and he was going to go buy a pistol. And so the dude in the store, like when I think about it now, I was like, this nigga's fucking racist.
Yeah.
But like he was in the store and he was talking to him about buying a gun. He was going to buy a pistol or whatever. And he was like, well, it depends on what you really want to do with it. He's like, well, you know, I just need it for like protection or whatever. And he was like, you know, he was just going to buy like a 22. And he's like, well, you know, a 22 is good if you're going against, you know, somebody small, you know, because, you know, it'll break through it, you know, it'll do its damage or whatever. Yeah. He said, but if you're getting a big guy like this one, he started pointing at me. I'm like, nigga, so like, you're getting a big guy like this one, you're probably going to need like at least a 45.
Yeah, you have to do some stopping power.
Yeah, he said, you need some stopping power. And I'm like, you racist motherfucker.
Do y'all have guns?
I don't have none right
No,
now.
I want to get my license.
Yeah.
been-
I'm the only one. Gangster.
I'm on the
You got your
fence.
license?
No, I ain't got no license.
Oh,
but
I thought
I
you
got
was
it. I
illegal.
mean, I got a license.
Yeah,
I got a license.
Yeah,
Do
legal
you
on
have
these
do you
streets.
have serial number on there?
Scratched off. She got that burner.
Are there any bodies
how
on
many
there?
Talk
bodies on
after
that
this.
burner?
How many? Don't worry about that.
Got a
Ashley
burner.
got bodies on her.
I didn't know you had the burner.
She got that shit you got to toss in the water.
Yeah.
But
I play too much. Y'all
yeah,
go shoot?
I've been to a gun range a couple
If I
times.
tell
though.
you the gun range, I see majority Caucasian little kids.
Oh, yeah.
Got some
They be
weapons
dope.
on here that I'll be like, what? But it actually made me go more because I was like, I gotta be prepared.
I actually went sometime last year or whatever. I went to like a gun range, whatever. They had like a meeting, whatever. It was like it was done by black people, whatever.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying, like an NRA, the main
Like
dude was
an
like
NRA
NRA
kind of
member,
thing.
whatever, black
Yeah.
dude, whatever. And they had, because they was teaching about the different gun laws. So they had like a lady that was a lawyer, then another dude that was like an officer or whatever, and basically just teaching a lot of all black people that if you had your concealed handgun license or you wanted to get it, there's some all the stuff that we need to be aware of.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? By
I don't
having
want
it.
to drive.
I think one time
y'all not gonna shoot.
I went with some, well, of course, I was back at home, so it was like some Hispanic and white people out and stuff. But I think I shot an AR that time.
Oh wow.
It was nice. I mean, it was nice. But I'm saying, like, it was an experience, just being able to shoot different kinds of guns and stuff. But somebody out there owned one, so like one of the people I went with had one, so it was like
I grew up with guns. I've never like wanted to like how people like, oh, you shouldn't have kids around guns. Like, I don't know. We knew what the guns were. I didn't play with guns though.
yeah. I don't know how I feel
my
about guns
dad
right now, but I
always
kind of
was
want to
like-
get one though. So
We had shotguns, 22. We had guns all over the
Oh,
house.
yeah, we had
but
that.
my dad was like, you pull a gun on somebody, you gonna have
better
to
use
use it. Like you gonna have to use it, or they're gonna. The little stories he used to tell, it makes sense now. But back then, I was like, nah, I ain't like that.
Like I said, like you say, like, you know, parents, whatever, especially people, New Year's, where you shoot guns and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And we used to shoot them. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like my parents, like my old man, like he has a 12 gauge pistol grip
yeah,
and stuff like that. So, you know, you pull that.
pistol grip pump on my lap at all
Oh,
times.
yeah.
Oh my god.
What now? but I'm saying, just shooting that, like I say, just the recoil from it, like feel like you can take your shoulder off.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I ain't trying to play with this.
Oh.
Let me put this down.
Yeah,
Because you just feel like you're finna do some damage with it.
but it's just crazy that like I said, I'm all for more gun control laws. I think that they should really limit the type of people that can get a gun. Like I don't think that you should take guns away from people because I believe in people protecting themselves. But I also kind of would need to hear some statistics on how many people have really protected themselves with an AR-15 because like I don't think you pulling out the AR when somebody break into your house more than you would a pistol. So
It's not for protection.
yeah, it's not for protection.
Again, like I had a conversation with people. Somebody, oh, it's not a militarized weapon, ball. That's bullshit. It's an AR. It's an assault rifle.
Yeah,
Assault means attack.
yeah.
You're not
like,
protecting.
Like no matter how you slice it, it's not really a gun you really need for home protection. Like I can see maybe hunting, but I don't even see hunting with that. Like you just use a hunting rifle, like some.
What the hell you shoot lions and shit? There's
Yeah,
lions
like
in your backyard?
you ain't hunting no fucking water buffalo.
Water buffalo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, look at you.
hunting
I gotta shoot this herd of bison running at my house.
They worried about that big black man coming.
Yeah,
down.
that's what it is.
But anyway,
Scaring me.
so
Okay.
there's a whole bunch of other shit that happened this week, but we're not gonna get into that because we already running down here.
It's about Black China. Nah,
Oh, we ain't
we
talking
ain't
about
talking about that.
hoes will be
that.
hoes, so we're not gonna talk about Black China.
Thank you. Don't want to hear that.
Yeah, we'll leave Black China alone.
Black flesh.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're gonna get into this woosah moment as we end out real quick. So back at that article that I was reading about, emotional, what do I keep saying? Emotional quotient, EQ, your emotional IQ. So one of the things they said was that people, like I said, the person with the higher emotional IQ should be the one to kind of, always handle things. But if you have a low emotional IQ, like most men supposedly have,
I'm scared I might have a low emotional IQ.
Might.
but you good at reading people and stuff though. So I mean, you still understand emotion. You just don't really have. You more of a nigga like to where you don't.
I don't feel like being bothered.
Yeah, you don't really bother with emotions.
Like
so
a guy.
yeah, like a dude.
Mind your business.
So maybe you're right. You might have a low emotional IQ. So
That's sad.
this is for you. So that, one of the things that people with low emotional IQ need to do is like you have to limit taking in a lot of caffeine because caffeine kind of
I don't need it.
it elevates your fight or flight mechanism. So like because you're so
Jittery.
hyped, you're jittery. Like you always like you're quicker to snap on somebody and not really think about your emotions and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So people that aren't good at handling emotions with other people shouldn't be drinking caffeine because that's just gonna make them snap more.
I don't drink caffeine.
Good, because you definitely don't.
I don't even need it.
But I'm like calm that it pisses people off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That nonchalant.
Yeah, they're nonchalant. I can be very nonchalant.
Yeah,
And that pisses people off.
too because that doesn't
I
show
learned
enough emotion for them
right.
either.
People, so I just figure people want you to go crazy. I notice if I don't talk and say nothing, people get mad. Like, oh well. So no caffeine.
No caffeine.
So
Other
I
thing
can't
is
have-
you gotta get a lot of sleep. Make sure you get enough sleep
Well, shit,
Well,
it's nobody.
never mind.
because it's just gonna make you more irritable if you don't sleep.
I'm
So
irritable now.
if you don't have a good control of your emotions or your emotions towards other people, then not getting sleep just gonna make you worse. So you're just gonna be irritable. And the other thing is to not be so negative with yourself. Don't talk negative to yourself because if you talk negative to yourself, it brings yourself down, and then your emotions are all out of whack. That kind of
I
stuff.
say I do that. I look in the mirror and say, "You stupid."
I mean, people really do that though.
I know they do.
They be
do.
doing something.
No, there's people that actually do.
I mean, you do.
Look at you.
Like, yeah, you doing something, you fuck up, and you be like, "Oh, now you so fucking stupid. All right?
you
You stupid." Like you kind of say it to yourself, and like when you mess up, yeah. So
When I
that,
got
you
it,
gotta
I was like,
not do that.
why?
I can see you saying that. Come on, Dow. Why you do that, Dow?
Yeah.
Me? Yeah. Come on.
Yeah,
I do. Okay, I do that a lot at work. So.
yeah. That's negative self talk, and you gotta limit that too, because that kind of puts
But
a hindrance on your emotions too.
Okay, so no caffeine.
No,
What you
get some
said,
sleep.
Get some sleep. That ain't gonna happen.
No crazy talk to yourself.
No crazy,
talk.
yeah, no crazy
So
talk.
I
to
should be
yourself.
like, "Oh, you beautiful girl. Look at you.
Well,
Smile on them haters." I do that on my Snap all the time.
the last one is that you appreciate what you have. So like if that's what you're doing, then appreciate that you look good on the snap or something. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the little stuff that you have,
Damn.
even if you don't think it's that much. So
I appreciate y'all.
that's wonderful.
I'm glad you found something. Yeah. Like you about to struggle.
I know.
I'm saying full of shit.
We appreciate you appreciating us. Anybody got any businesses before we get out of here? Nothing.
Pop barbecue.
Pop-
Oh no.
Barbecue.
Nah, I was looking for a little what businesses.
I ain't go nowhere recently. I mean, I'm in the Studio Movie Grill, but I'm not finna shout out Studio Movie Grill
It's going down, man.
because they service be so trash sometimes. They actually did decent for Black Panther, but Usually when we go to studio movie, girl, they be fucking up my order. Food be cold and shit. Oh, we forgot it was up there, kind of shit.
I mean, I make sure I have cash or something with them because
They'll be swiping your card and be fucking. Dog,
They
still
mess with
movie
your
girl be
card
fucking
like
up.
But
that?
sometimes they take forever to come back with your card.
Yeah, and the movie be over. Like credits done ran and everything. Be like, oh, I got it now.
You
I'm
can
sorry.
tell I don't go to the movies a lot no more.
Yeah, no. Student movie girl be trash service wise usually.
Because I bring my own stuff in the movie theater. You know how I do.
Are you tripping?
You
Like I
know,
said,
bring the big
I
purse.
like it because I get the margarita and shit. So.
Yeah, I was saying,
You
yeah, I
can
get
bring
drinks.
that too. I bring that too.
I bet you do.
Oh, I bet you
I
do.
bring
Bet you got a
my
whole-
Moscato. I bring that Crown Apple. What you need, I got it.
I got somebody to shout out.
What's up?
Well deserved wellness.
Oh, what's that at?
That's at 3920 Cypress Creek.
What is that?
Parkway, Cypress Creek Parkway, Suite 320.
What is it?
Basically, you'll go out in there to see Dr. Melody Jenkins. If you need an adjustment for your back, you know what I'm saying? She's a licensed chiropractor.
Oh, okay.
Is she black?
I'm not
Yeah, she's black.
I was gonna say you sound black.
Jenkins.
Jenkins.
You know Melody.
Oh, I know Melody.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My
Yeah.
MJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, she's looking for new clients, whatever, and have to deal
okay.
with whatever. So
Oh,
you
she's
need
a
an adjustment.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm scared of that, so I'm good.
Yeah, I've got an
I'm scared of
adjustment.
chiropractors too, because they be popping your back and shit. That shit make me nervous.
I don't think.
You make it nervous, but you feel better though. You feel good.
That's
You
what
feel
I
good.
hear is that it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
But that's scary.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause I've been to a couple
I don't like
chiropractors.
nothing popping on me.
Okay, but yeah, MJ, we shout out MJ. That's what's up.
Yeah. You know what I'm
I
saying?
got
Yeah,
some
she's
people looking for
yeah,
one.
cause she just got started, whatever. Well, got her office in
Where her office at?
Cypress
Cypress
Creek
Creek.
Parkway.
Oh, okay.
What was that, 1960?
I think 1960.
Yeah, that's
1960.
1960, yeah. You got anything, Ashley?
No,
Oh, I thought you were pulling something up. You looking and
I'm
stuff.
just looking at stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
like you say,
I'm
but
looking
yeah.
for a barbecue spot.
Okay. Well,
I'm not supposed to be eating barbecue, but you know.
Yeah, well, for after after March 30th or whatever, we'll get you a barbecue spot.
Yeah, we gotta find some crawfish balls.
Oh,
I'm looking for a good crawfish place, y'all. Like for
Me
real.
too.
Hey,
Shit.
Crawfish. He's tripping. Crawfish.
No,
Nigga, okay.
It's not that
Like a
good.
hole?
It's not
Speaking
good
of-
like that.
Speaking of, we were trying to go get some crawfish because Valentine's Day, my gal didn't want to go out. She wanted to have crawfish, so we were going looking for crawfish. Dog, how come then nobody had no crawfish? Like one place was like, we don't have no crawfish right
Because
now.
it's cold.
Yeah, it's-
like the
it's
weather's
not- it's not-
messing
yeah.
up.
When we finally found some at
y'all go to
LA
BB's?
crawfish,
Y'all ain't go to
no, we
BB's?
ain't gonna be. We weren't close to BB. We were in the Webster area. So like we went to LA crawfish and they had some, but they were like, yeah, we running out though. And so like we got in there and we got some, and then like 2 people after us. They were
Yeah,
like,
because
"All right, we out."
everybody start hitting.
Yeah.
Everybody start hitting for crawfish right now.
Yeah, man. But I mean, the
You
ones they
got
had
to
were
go
pretty
crawfish.
good size. So I mean,
Crawfish.
can't be mad at that. But yeah, no, we need another good crawfish spot. So if anybody got a crawfish
Or
spot,
if you
let us
just
know.
throwing a crawfish ball and you need me to come and just taste it, I'm available. I want some crawfish.
Okay. Well, we'll be on the lookout. Hey, we really do need to go to like one together somewhere.
That'd be great.
For a crawfish.
Well, I guess
boil.
I got that Nolia boil, whatever.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Nola
see.
boil.
Yeah, coming up in March.
Okay, I need to look into that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to go to a big one
I missed
together.
a lot of events this weekend. I forgot.
I know there was Amigos and Mimosas. Like my homeboy hit me up about
And
going,
they had
but
a
I
wine
ain't even.
festival too. I didn't
Yeah, there was a
go.
wine festival in Discovery Green somewhere or something like that.
Yeah. I
yeah.
didn't
What's
get
going on
to
this
go.
weekend?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Rodeo starts this
I
weekend.
don't
It
want to go.
Isn't it?
There's a cookout.
The cookouts this weekend. Yeah, the tents and all that stuff
Yeah.
for the rodeo. Yeah,
Hey,
that's
you
this
gotta
weekend.
get ticket for that and stuff.
Hey,
Yeah.
I gotta connect.
Oh,
Oh, what's up then?
No, I'm trying to get connected for myself. I'm trying to get myself in.
in
Let
the
me
gate.
get in first.
Yeah,
then
let me
I-
get in the tent.
Then I hit you with
know.
the trickle down.
Yeah, maybe we can trickle
in
down.
there. We
But
in
no,
there.
I'm just trying to get in myself. The last year I went and I had somebody get me into a tent, and then they disappeared on me, and I was like, "Well, shit, fuck it." So we just went to the carnival or whatever. But yeah, no, I'm trying to get in the tents this year, so
Yeah.
that's where I'll be this weekend. Hopefully on Saturday, catch me in the rodeo. In
You
the
got
tent.
some boots?
I ain't got no boots. I ain't got no like go west. Go. We supposed to go Texan day on Friday at work.
No.
I don't never had no Texan shit, so I don't participate.
You ain't gonna wear no boots?
I don't have no boots. I ain't
Go
never
get
owned
you
no
some
boots,
boots.
since I was like
I
5.
remember in school we used to have that Go
Good
Western
with your
Day.
boots.
Yeah, I was that's the last time I wore something was elementary school. We had Go
want
Western
my
Day.
I
Just go to the rodeo and stuff.
I'm ready. I like boots. I'm
But
country.
yeah, so
Get your
All right,
hat
be on the lookout for,
We
make
can
sure.
have Trail Riders Zydeco. You know how I like it.
Oh, wait, no, Trail Ride's hitting right now.
Oh, yeah, it's a trail ride's
They
going on
just
right
had
now.
one in PE.
Yeah, they just had
I'm
a
talking
big
about
one.
I'm not going there for no trail
Well, I know you're not going
ride.
there, but you know they finna start having them now.
Yeah, they're gonna have them everywhere.
Well, because if it's starting this weekend, I mean the parade this weekend, so we're gonna have big
Yeah.
trail rides and Zydeco's finna happen.
Last time I followed parade with my bike.
All right, but let's get out of here, man.
Oh, what the hell? Yeah, it's time to go.
yeah.
Guys. You talking about-
All right, check out Well Deserved Wellness off of Cypress Creek Parkway. The description, check the description. All the information will be in there.
Yeah, so description will be up. You know what I'm saying? Also, go like and subscribe to the page on Facebook.
Yeah, like us on Facebook, subscribe and add the page on join the page on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, subscribe to us on the iTunes. It's on it. For those of you that don't know, I mean, if you listen to this, you got to find out. But if you explain this to somebody else, tell them it's the Purple app. Click on the Purple app on their phone.
The podcast app.
The podcast app.
Yeah, I had to tell my brother.
Yeah, you have to
Purple
explain this to
Yeah.
people because people don't really understand podcasts. Tell them to click on the podcast app, hit search, look for What's the Remedy. All of our information is in the description. Email What's the Remedy Podcast at gmail.com. Twitter at What's the Remedy. IG at What's the Remedy Podcast. Just hit us up, man. If y'all have any questions, make sure y'all hit the email and we can, get them all answered on the show. Shout you out.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah, don't look at me
Right.
like this.
When mama said you better be home. When them street lights on. And when the street lights on. And when the street lights on. They ain't doing nothing but wrong. When them street lights on. And when the street lights on. Cause when the street lights on.